Well, good morning everybody. This is DearMamaSal on another little rainy day, and I'm still not wearing a raincoat. Go figure. Here at DearMamaSal we talk about love, life and other problems, and hopefully give you some ideas on how to cope with them a little bit better. That's our number one intent. Now, during the course of a week, I get a lot of different emails from a lot of people, and most of them are the sort of things that I think are just very personal to one person and not necessarily to a whole group of people. But, you know, I got one message, I think it was a Facebook message, but it doesn't really matter how I got it. I got one message in the course of the last week from Rashmi, and I'm going to thank her because when I read it, I really thought to myself, you know, I bet you there are a lot of other viewers feeling the same. And Rashmi was talking to me about the fact that not only she, but a lot of her friends have a situation where they're scared of the future. When they see all the bombings going on, when they see all the disruptions going on, when they see all the stuff going on with radical Islamic fundamentalists, you know, they're scared. And so her question to me was, can I give any tips to them as to how they might deal with this fear? And you know, this is the whole thing. It is a fear, and I quote a guy called Dr. Jerry Jampolsky at least a couple of times a year. And the reason is because I read a book of his once, and it made a lot of sense to me. And I have to remember what he said whenever I need to calm myself down. And for those of you who saw yesterday's vlog, I've had that reason this week. And what Dr. Jampolsky said was, love is letting go of fear. And so in order to let go of fear, you also need to be able to love. So what can you love about this situation that is so scary? If you remember, a couple of weeks ago, I did a vlog just after the bombings, I think in Orlando or one of those bombings, where I said that before I even did the vlog, I actually did some research. And the research that I did was in terms of what were the chances of getting caught up in a terrorist attack? What were the chances? You know, what were the odds? And, you know, I encourage you to do that. I encourage you to look online and ask that question. You know, what are the chances of being caught up in a terror attack? Or what are the chances of being taken hostage? Or what are the chances? And you know, when you see what's going on there, when you see the numbers, you will understand that, quite honestly, you have more reason to fear getting into a motor car. You have more reason to fear getting onto an airplane or, you know, doing so many things in your life, your chances of being caught up in this deadly affair that you fear are very, 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 very small. Now, could you be unlucky enough to be in the club, in the cinema, in the whatever, the day that one of these goes down? Yes, but you are equally at risk of being in a car accident or getting, I didn't actually compare it with the odds of getting cancer, but what I'm trying to say is that, you know, we don't live our lives in abject terror on a day-to-day basis about getting in a car. So why, if that makes sense to you, why would you live your life being scared stupid of this stuff going down and affecting you when the odds are so much against it? Now, I want to make sure you understand I'm not minimizing the fact that people are scared. I'm scared. Right? Every time one of these things happen, I get a little scared too. But you know, like all things in life, Rashmi and all your friends, as in all things in life, it's not that we don't get scared, it's how long do we hold on to it. It's not that we don't get a little depressed or a little bit upset about things, it's how long do we hold on to it. Are we able to love ourselves enough to turn that feeling around? And so what I would do is arm yourself with facts. Imagine that you are going into a debate, and one of the things I want to tell you, Rashmi, is when we do the broadcasts 3 times a week, we get a lot of people that come into the room and, you know, they are busy saying very hurtful things, and some of them are really quite nasty. And I'm a great believer that you have the right to say what you want to say. But I also have the right within my own broadcast room to set my own rules. So the fact that, you know, for example, somebody may insist on going on camera because I'm intelligent and I have something to say and I don't like to type, you know, that's your problem. We have rules in my broadcast, in all of my broadcasts, which say you insult one of my viewers, in other words, you know, one of my viewers that's online at the time, you get booted. If you swear at them, if you treat them badly. Why? Those are the rules that we have, with the exception of one person who always insults me, and everybody loves him. It's different because we know him very well. So, do you get this? It's okay to be scared. It's how long are you going to hold on to it? So how do you let go of fear? Well, Dr. Jampolsky gave us the clue. Love is letting go of fear. And I think when you love yourself enough to get the facts, you know, is there a chance, statistically, of being in the wrong place at the wrong time and being caught up with one of these terror groups? I guess there is. But I'd like to suggest that an awful lot of people are staying away from the places where they are likely to have that happen. You know, don't go looking for trouble. Now you can say, well, where can I go that's safe? Nowhere. Really, I want to give you an example. When I was in my 20s, And I remember that still. When I was in my 20s, I decided to go to South Africa. And everybody that I spoke to said, oh, you don't want to go down there, it's dangerous. You know, it's going to explode and it's going to be extremely dangerous. And it already is. And I said, well, you know, I'm going to go. And I went. And by the way, there were, I think, in the area near where I live, there were as many as 40 murders a day, or something ridiculous. Maybe it was a month. But I mean, really incredible amount. But it was confined to that area. You know, it wasn't the whole of South Africa. It was this particularly volatile area where you didn't go walking down the street late at night because the chances were you'd get killed. Now, I got to admit, I did get lost one day and ended up in that area. And in those days, there was apartheid still, and, you know, white people didn't go into that area. And here I was, lost, and I accidentally, you know, before the days of GPS and Google Maps, or Google even, I wasn't thought of. I'm not even sure. No, the internet wasn't even thought of, never mind that. But I can remember being scared. What were the odds of my getting killed that day? Actually, probably not very good, but still pretty high. So I got out of there as fast as I could. But that required that I actually found the way out, which was a little difficult. So, do you understand? Life, we're going to end up in very scary situations in our life. I'm about to go into a very scary situation. I'm about to retire, and I'm not quite sure how I'm going to manage that. Yeah, how do you cope with that? Well, one day at a time. So, Rashmi, here's what I have to say to you and your friends, which is, it's okay. I think it's understandable that you and your friends are concerned. A little bit of a detour is required. Anyway, it's okay for you and your friends to be a little scared. But as I said, how long are you going to live every day in fear? That's your choice. Or are you going to feel the fear and then move on? Just go, yep, I'm scared. Now, it's the same as, you know, this weekend. You know, I felt overwhelmed. Was there a sort of rational reason for that? Not really. But I got caught up in it. And so remember what I had to do. I had to literally say to myself, stop. Stop. You know, your thoughts are running away with your life. And so what I would do is literally, Rashmi, is help your friends help themselves and give them these tools. You know, go find out the facts. Do it together. Arm yourself with the facts so that you can help other people. One of the things I love about doing Dear Mama Sal is I get to pass on to anybody who cares to listen some of the things that I've learned along the way. And it is the reason why I do Dear Mama Sal, because I really do believe that before I pass from this lifetime is that I would like to share as much as I can of what I've been fortunate enough to learn, and hope that that will help people not only now but maybe later, because there's no reason why it should come off the internet. It's not that I know it all, Rashmi. It's not that I don't get scared. But I think if you talk to any of the viewers, and I would encourage the viewers that are listening to this to maybe share with us some of the tools that you use when you get scared of one of these reports on the news. What do you use to help you get back into reality? And if we can get a number of people maybe giving us their tools, then we should be able to help a lot of people. So, Rashmi, the most important thing I want to say is thank you. Because it is people asking questions like this that really help me understand where everybody is coming from. Really gives me a reason to do a vlog every morning. It's when people like you bother to ask the question, take the time to ask it on behalf of others, that gives me the ability to, chat about something on the way to work, and not just what I happen to be thinking about that day. So well done. It's people like Rashmi that make a difference in the world. By the way, if you didn't see it go up on my Facebook page, that's the DearMamaSal Facebook page. And I really recommend, if you are not subscribed to it, do that, because anything that really is important to everybody, I'm inclined to put it up on the Facebook page. It's like my connection point for everybody. But I put something up yesterday, and it was a part of a speech given by Justin Timberlake, of all people. And he gave a speech, and in it he said, be weird. Be the person that asks the question, as Rashmi has. Be the person that doesn't just think it, but asks it. Because you are the people who make a difference. Be the person who does the research. I have a wonderful group of people on the broadcast team who know that we're going to be asked questions, or we'll be asking questions to which we don't have the answers. Now, is everything that we Google necessarily the truth? No. But normally we got one or two people Googling at the same time, and they don't necessarily go to the same place to get the information. So we will sort of compare information and see if we can come up with something fairly factual. And they do it without even being asked most of the time, which is really wonderful. They hear the question and they know I'm going to just go, okay, could somebody Google that for me? So 10 out of 10, gold star to Rashmi. By the way, if any of you have a question that you would like me to talk about, please feel free to send it to me. Now, Rashmi, I had said to you that I wasn't going to answer this for a while because I want to do a series, and this sort of question would be included in it. But you know something? I thought about that last night. It came up in my mind, and I thought, this is an important subject, and I can cover it again in a different way when I want to do the series that we talked about. So, big hug. Well done. It takes a little bit of courage to ask a question like that. And I, for one, appreciate that. Love is letting go of fear. Love yourself enough to do what you need to do to love yourself. Do the research. Let go of the fear. Move on with your life. The best possible deterrent that we have is not to let them control our lives. Because that is exactly what that doctrine is all about. It is about control. It is about, we will tell you how to live your life. We will tell you who to love. We will tell you who not to love. We will tell you who can live and who can die. We will tell you everything we need to tell you to control you. And if we can't control you with our words, we will control you with our terrorist acts. I, for one, have a little bit of an issue of people trying to control me. I have a bit of an issue with people trying to tell me what I can and cannot do in my own broadcast room. So everybody, take a moment and think about, what do you do when you get shocked by a piece of horrific news on television or on the radio or however, or when you read it? What do you do to bring yourself back into reality? And is that scary news reality? 9 times out of 10, yes. But is it a reality that we have to live in day by day? No. We need to absorb it, be aware, be more careful, be more mindful that these things are out there, and be safe. But being safe does not mean that we should live in fear. Being safe means we should just be more mindful of what we do, where we do it, and how we do it. This is DearMamaSal saying thank you so much for listening or watching. Thank you for being brave enough to ask the questions, and understand, as usual, that this is just my opinion. This is DearMamaSal saying bye-bye for now. Bye-bye.